Took me about half an hour to get Steam to work properly. The update has been up for about an hour and a half-ish. And I've had so many messages about this that I've got to come in and have a look at the Tennogen stuff. I'm trying to do lots of other things at the same time, but I just keep getting informed that this stuff looks really nice. Oh, I see, there's that sandana. That sandana does look pretty nice. I'm hoping it'll move from that one to... Oh, it doesn't, does it? Starting with the helmets, there's 3 of them. Rhino's is first, and that is actually a quite understated helmet. There's a lot of detail, but because it hasn't got huge horns or anything else, it is a very nice understated helmet. Hydroid's Rorqual helmet actually looks pretty nice as well. Oh, I've just noticed the fact it's got things hanging on the back. I don't know what it is, but lately I'm liking more and more the physics behind dangly things on helmets. The fluid motion, if you want to go for Hydroid jokes. Limbo Aureolus? No, it's probably not nowhere near what it's supposed to be called, but that's just... This reminds me of something, and I don't know if anybody else gets it because I cannot pinpoint what it is. But his bird beak style helmet looks pretty nice. The Bodo Syandana, it also looks really nice the way that it moves as well. You can see each individual part is separate, and that is really well designed. There's a lot of detail in that, and on it for that fact. That's even got, it looks like writing on the inside of it. This is what I mean by some of these things just have an amazing detail of quality to them. The Arcturus sandana though, probably much nicer. It does come off. There's a huge distance from the actual frame, meaning it'll fit on almost every frame fairly nicely. But you see it's attached just a little bit lower than the other one was. But this, once you've changed the colour of the wings if you wish to, does look pretty nice as well, and from everything I've seen of this, so far anyway, look at it, it's huge at the back. It is probably the tallest of all the sandanas. But the energy effect on it is actually pretty nice. It kind of looks like flames like the Pyra sandana does. So if you're into the Pyra sandana, this is a really nice alternative. Even Ash's skin has amazing detail to it. First time I seen this, I just thought to myself, this is what his deluxe skin should have looked like to begin with. That looks really nice. And again, there's a lot of little details on it that I would kill for a zoom function when actually looking at this. So you can just zoom in on certain parts and then move the camera up and down across the frame. There's just so many little hidden details on these things. You can stare at them for hours. Loki's Incubus skin actually doesn't look that bad. It reminded me a lot of a few other things with the halo on the top and even the dangles off the back of the helmet. The skin itself also looks pretty nice. At first I thought it was claws on there. And at first, because in the artwork it had it at kind of this angle, I thought it was frost because it used frost colours for part of the skin at the top here. And I thought, oh, they've made a frost skin with massive horns on it. He already has one of those in his deluxe skin. But it's not. It's Loki. The horns make much more sense. But it does remind me a lot of some other stuff with the danglies on the back. And bonus points to anybody who can figure out what that is supposed to say in the middle of his back, because it looks like it's a broken and says something. Mesa's Graxx skin was originally broken. It used to look something like this, but now looks more like this. And though it's pretty hard to see the difference between the two, this does look nicer. At first I thought this looked more like Punisher, that kind of skull he has on his chest, than Grineer, but it's kind of Grineer-ish at the same time. That actually looks pretty nice. Some of the other Graxx stuff does look nice as well, but I think this has got to be by far one of the better looking ones, but I think I'm just being drawn in on the helmet here because it looks a lot like, I think it was called the Kara one. It's just the normal alternative helmet for Valkyria that has the plug on the back, but that actually looks pretty nice. Mirage's Morgaine skin, probably pronouncing that wrong again, how we always do, also looks pretty nice, again with the danglies on the helmet. They do look pretty nice, but this also has a fair amount of detailing to it. Like, just an insane amount of detailing to it. A lot of these have way too much detail to them, but that's what the Tennogen stuff is. And that looks pretty nice, but again, I think I'm being drawn in more for the helmet. Same goes for Nyx Saikou Helmet. It's the helmet that drew me into this, and then you finally start look at the rest of it and there's lots of detail in the skin that looks pretty damn nice. This is another one where your eyes are instantly drawn to the helmet because it seems to be the biggest change, and the little details kind of go unnoticed until you really start to look at them, and then you notice and think to yourself, that's actually a really nice skin. Same for Saryn's Integra skin. This is another one where the helmet isn't really as overwhelming, so your eyes drawn to the rest of the skin. The shoulder pads have got what looks like a shiny texture to it. The belt thing has, it's on the calf there, on the side of the knee, on the thigh piece. That's really nice actually. That's really, it's even on the chest. That is a ridiculously nice skin. And lastly is Vauban's Suppressor skin. Really nice colour combos to go with that there. Lots of detailing here and there. That's a pretty nice looking skin. The helmet, of course, not overwhelming the rest of the skin. That's pretty nice. Remembering that you can now toggle these when it comes to the prime as well, so you can have a prime effect that comes through the Tennogen stuff, which I'm going to try and demonstrate with this. See? He's got all these pokey things that are all over him. So when you put the normal skin on, it would poke through. But unfortunately, you've got to actually buy the skin to be able to see that function. So that kind of sucks. Ooh. Just remembered, I've actually got the Signy skin, I think it was called, for Nova Prime, which I prefer more on Nova because Nova Prime has this chest plate that kind of covers up the skin, which is why my Nova Prime has a chest plate on, to kind of try and cover that up because it doesn't really suit the skin, whereas the normal one has the skin on, and I prefer the look of this Nova, just the skin. I do honestly prefer the colours of this one though, much better. But it does mean that I should, in theory, if I swap this over to here, there it is, toggle prime details, and by turning that on, actually the chest plate has reappeared. I don't mind the rest of the prime details for Nova, they all look pretty nice, but with this skin, I preferred it on normal Nova because it's got the most of the details run down the middle and are on the shoulder, and if the prime parts are on, it kind of covered most of that up. So that's 12 new items added into the Tennogen, this long list of Tenno created items. Of course, at the same time this went live on PC, it also went live on console, so console also got Tennogen Round 7. They also got some of the older stuff last week. Some of the older Tennogen stuff is kind of making its way in slowly, but Round 7 landed in its entirety from everything I've read so far. Out of all of this, I will have to admit though that Mesa's Graxx skin is probably the nicest one out of all of this. There are other ones that I do like more, but just all round as a total package, the helmet and the skin are really nice. This and the I forgot the name of the sandana now. Arcturus sandana? Yeah, these two together would look really nice. I just wish, like console, we could buy these with Platinum on PC. That would be great. Again, all of this has just basically been my opinion on these and what they look like. There is a lot of nice stuff in here. The fact that it's come out on console the same time as PC is really nice. Remembering console will eventually have everything else. There it is. The Nyx mag skin is the one I've got. Doesn't look that bad either. I kind of like that skin. But it doesn't really alter the prime effect of mag that much anyway. I like the fact that that toggle has been added. It's a really nice thing. Anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.